Welcome everybody to do all the things. The GDQ Hotfix show, all about 100% speedruns and runs where you get all of something in game. You know, like all bosses, all like IMs, etc., all that stuff. I'm your host, Mr. Shasta, and I'll be bringing you all some cool Kirby runs tonight. It's the series that got me into speedrunning. It's a series I've spent the most time on over the years in general. Absolutely love Kirby. I got 3 really awesome ones for you. Start tonight with a Flame Fatales preview, Flame Fatales preview. Sorry about that. With Midnight Herbicide, Beam Clean Soul in a little bit. But after that, we have Kirby Air Ride Top Right 100%, which is not just 100 check bosses to unlock the credits, you know, all 120 check bosses to unlock the credits. In less than an hour, too. Can be quite a spectacle, honestly. Don't want to miss that one. And then we got a personal favorite of mine right at the end of today. We got Kirby Squeak Squad Hundo, or as what to call it, Squendo, with a Logo SR. This should be also a very fun one, too. I love that run. Also, it's also the first game I ever speedrun, too, funnily enough, but yeah. That being said, though, we do got Mad Nightmare with Solon right here, and like that Nightmare Dreamline in particular is also a game that I've spent way too many hours on, quite frankly. A lot of hours on it, and a lot of it also on Mad Nightmare in particular too. Absolutely fantastic run. Say what's into. What's up, Soul? Hello.
Hello, and yes, I too have spent entirely too much time on this game.
Yeah.
But both normally 100%, Meta Nightmare, both standard and hundo. Also, no abilities. I've done a lot.
Beam percent. Don't forget that one.
Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah.
That was a fun hotfix one also.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Alright.
Tell us about Mad Nightmare though. What are we seeing here?
Alright, first of all, let me get this started. So 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so Meta Nightmare. Very obviously, we're not using Kirby, we're using Meta Knight because this is the first game that lets us actually play as Meta Knight. He moves a little bit faster than Kirby, he has less health, he has a sword, and he's only going to be using that sword, and don't worry, that sword will do anything and everything he wants it to do. He just wants to practice. He just wants to practice his swordplay, you know, as you do. This includes such things as fighting his own comrades in arms.
Knights,
yeah, the Meta Knights. And eventually, he's gonna evolve even fighting himself in what we like to call the Brawl Top 8.
You gotta sharpen his skills after all.
Yeah, and speaking of sharpening his skills, he's trying to fight this mini-boss real quick, and they're gone.
Bam.
Yeah, so sword actually is very effective. It's one of the best boss killers in the game. In fact, if you're doing a standard run with Kirby, you do actually use it a couple of times. Unfortunately, it doesn't show up much because it doesn't really offer any movement advantage, so it doesn't show up past maybe a couple of mini bosses, and that's kind of it. Or you know, the Meta Knight fight where you're forced to use sword and nothing else because Meta Knight fights with honor, not with these dirty beams and fireballs and everything. That no, you use a sword.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Anyways, for 100%, the main difference won't show up for a little while, but the best way to put that is you'll be doing. There are, I think, 17 switches in the game, and we'll be hitting every one of those on the way through. That is the main difference. They don't show up until 3-1, so until then, this is basically just any percent. This is Mr. Frosty. That was Mr. Frosty.
Yeah, literally until World 3, like, this is just the same run as 8%. Which is how it is in base game Kirby as well, too. Love that setup right there, by the way. Just do 3 sword slashes.
Yeah, I've loved that ever since I've seen it.
So good.
Also Candy, doesn't really do anything except let us just run through this room and not care about the enemies any longer. It's very useful. There's actually a surprising amount of enemies here. Also, it's time for Wispy. It's gonna be very blinky, you'll miss it, and go.
Come on, Wispy, fight back. Come on. No!
I'm sorry, Wispy. It's okay. He sends his regards Yeah, he sends his regards. You know how it is.
No delicious apples for us either. Not even a cool snack.
To be fair, those apples tend to hit us in the head. They kind of hurt.
That's true. They are gigantic apples, to be fair. They ain't a crab apple or anything.
Yeah, literally big as Meta Knight is kind of impressive. Also, I'm glad these didn't start spinning, because they, sometimes these twisters really like to start spinning around, and they're a pain in the butt when that happens, and don't like actually dealing with them once that happens.
Not a fan of them, not gonna lie.
No, same here.
Back when I ran like mostly Kirby for this game, like they killed a lot of my runs early on.
Speaking of stuff that like to kill my runs, we're about to come with Grand Wheelie. Doesn't really kill runs with Meta Knight, because Meta Knight's, you know, great. But with no abilities, this thing can be very mean. It can just constantly turn around in the sand and do nothing of value, and you can lose like a minute sometimes if you're extremely unlucky. I've had it happen. It's not fun.
I've done that exact movement before myself, and like that still scared me because like you get no health as Meta Knights. I did get health back like right here, but like so I'm not concerned, but you know.
No, it's never not scary, especially like if you're going through like a long sequence without refills. But luckily the switches are very good for that. They will give us refills every time we hit one, so it makes this run a little bit safer. But even then, you still have 3 health, and Meta Knight's not the easiest thing to control. Like he actually has like a lot of weird momentum stuff with his sword. And, yeah, it's very easy to just kind of mess with your movement a little bit, take a hit that you weren't meant to take, and things just kind of spiral from there at times. Speaking of the Meta Knights, these are the Meta Knights. We have Axe Knight, we have, Mace Knight over here. I believe that is... One is Spear, and the other is Javelin. I think one is Spear, one is Javelin. Sometimes they cross up on which one is which. I'm gonna play that safe.
Yeah, neither are like a Spear or a Javelin, honestly. It's just like it's like a Trident.
Yeah, by the
spear,
way,
I guess.
Yeah, by the way, that damage boost is intentional, just so we can deal with those last two a little bit quicker. It's one of the few damage boosts we actually do, because we don't want to do too many of those. They're not safe.
Oh yeah. You just go right inside of them, it just hits them normally, and then you just do your normal sword swing otherwise, it's no problem.
By the way, and there's Mr. Tit Tot.
Shouts, never mind.
Oh, it's about a short.
It was pretty short, this is true. Just a funny little name, that's all it is.
But yeah, we'll just kind of get through here. Dead stage is gonna have a little bit. We have more shots to worry about. We can't actually hurt them because they're invincible, but we can make this one trying to sit here, wait out this one so it doesn't hit us, because I've had enough instances of that thing accidentally hitting me because I was too quick. Or not quick enough, and then the other one hits you. That's been a thing.
You can like run underneath the very first one there and like just like jump slash and barely get under them, but it's so tight.
It is. Yeah, I don't go for it because I usually mess up. I usually take the hit if I do it. It's like, you know what? I'd rather save the health.
Oh yeah. Better be safe than sorry sometimes, especially in a run like this.
Also, shout outs to doors. They suck.
Missing a door is the easiest trick in the game. That's all I know. And versus the hardest trick in the game is, of course, actually getting inside a door, but you know.
Hey, we done before you got the picture.
Goodbye, Paint Roller. What do you think is gonna draw? The Mona Lisa? Maybe?
I think it was gonna be a car.
Yeah, probably that. Or a ball. Everyone loves circles.
Well, you know how it goes. First you draw a circle, then you dot the eyes.
True. Presto, it's Kirby.
I have waited so long to find a way to actually use that. By the way, welcome to the hundo difference. We hit the bit switches now.
What do switches do in 100%? Is it the same thing?
The same thing, except a lot of them are closed because Meta Knight can't play any of the mini games.
Aw, poor Meta Knight.
Which is unfortunate because, you know, shout out to Bomb Rally, that and Air Grind, probably the best two in this, and unfortunately Meta Knight, it's just, he's too cool to play them.
I guess to be fair, like, how do you play the, like, the shooting one or whatever? Because, like, he's literally the boss, like, the final boss of that one.
Look, he'd find himself in this game, they'd find a way.
You know what? Good point, yeah. That'd be the other brawl type, except Meta has a gun.
Well, that's an image.
Just make Meta Knight more the best Smash character ever, why not?
Shoutouts to Brawl and... Jeez, Meta Knight in that one! I was never good with him, though.
He's hard. Like, honestly, unironically, he's actually pretty hard to play in general. It's just like, he's really damn good once you know how to play him. He's got a lot of tools that you normally, like, use in, like, any Smash character, really.
Okay, good, the Pendy didn't accidentally hit me. That sometimes if I don't time that right, he will hit me, and then I die. In that kind of case.
I've been there before.
Also, anti-shout-out to the towers in this one, which, instead of, like, having, like, the cool spinning thing, like, adventure, you you sit there and wait for the clouds to go away, and that's it. Not sure why Meta Knight here is challenging me to a fight again, don't worry about it. Okay, good.
I was gonna say, the goal will go after like 3-4 arena with 1 health. Very nice.
Sometimes you just have to do it.
You really just have to sometimes with this. You gotta have the gumption to go with those risky plays at the same time and like hopefully not die in this run.
Yeah, Meta Nightmare. Man, I am making this look a lot easier than it is. Meta Nightmare is legitimately probably one of the harder runs to actually learn, and there's a lot of stuff that can just kind of go wrong, from just bad movement to the enemy RNG just deciding that it's gonna say no and mess things up a little bit, to just not getting the movement like you need and then falling into a pit. I've seen it all at this point.
Not to mention also, in order to unlock this mode in the first place, you have to 100% the game and then beat the extra mode. Which, like, that means you gotta play the game twice to play it the third time. That's, like, I guess less severe, to be fair, but still.
And for your efforts, you get, honestly, probably one of the neater modes in the game, and probably one of the neater things to follow afterwards with Superstar Ultra and Rubberbot.
Oh yeah, the result of this mode existing is it's great. Mid-Air Ultra and Superstar Ultra, and then like Mid-Air Returns and Robot, absolutely godlike.
Yeah, they're both also really cool runs to watch. Unfortunately, I don't know those runs yet.
They're fun.
And I don't have a good way to actually do those runs.
I'm going Moon. Come on, Moon. Should've gone Moon. What the heck? Should've had the faith. That's fine.
But I am the one Sundane holdout that's still around.
How dare you?
And I will cling to that title until the day that I don't.
Damn. You know, I can't hand that. There's gotta be a yin and a yang, you know? I'm the yang, you're the yin in this case.
I'm the one yin to everyone else's yang, because it seems like everyone else is Moon Crew.
I guess so.
or no, there's the option of neither.
This is true, just way in the middle there. It's optimal, technically, but also...
It's also lame.
Have some fun, come on.
It's also boring. Don't do that. Like, pick a side. It's fine.
Participate in the community a little bit. Come on. Acknowledge our memes.
And that was a Twister just deciding it was going to leave.
See ya. That one always leaves, it feels like, or just like is in your way.
I'd rather it just do that. I'm okay with it just deciding. Nah, I'm not. I'm done. I'll see you later.
Ooh, Yin to Yarn, that's good too.
Ooh, I didn't think about Yin to Yarn.
Good point. Sun is Yang, Moon is Yin. I did not know this. I'll be real.
No, neither did I. Don't feel too bad about that one.
Yeah.
By the way, time for double mini boss. Okay, there's one.
And just big jump, and then bigger jump. Nice.
And he gets to join his friend. Unfortunately, there's nothing else we can do about that. If we were Kirby, that'd make for an interesting mix setup, but hopefully we would never need that.
I know there's like a mix-up you can do there, and like I think just you can wheel this level or something. As Kirby.
I think so.
It was. I never did that one back in the day.
By the way, easy switch to forget about. We don't talk about how many times I've managed to forget that one somehow, because I've been like, oh, let me just finish the stage. Oh, wait a minute, it's after the door that I need to go through.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm glad you caught that one, because I definitely would not caught that right there.
Yeah, that one's one I've missed a few times. The one in 5-1, for the same reasons, because it's below the door you're supposed to go through normally. Also, surprisingly easy to die there if you don't stop yourself in time. Because Meta Knight does this little attack with a little down step. He actually has extra moves that the others don't.
He's got a dash attack as well too, which is nice. But also
yeah,
it's very laggy.
Yeah, like everything else in the game works like it does in Adventure. So it's like maybe one, maybe two moves, and then Meta Knight has like the natural move set.
Mm-hmm. Shades of Smash. Thank you, Sakurai.
We have Smash at Home. Unfortunately, Smash at Home would also just be Smash Kirby and Amazing Mirror, which... Oh, that's a fun ability.
When you really think about it, My Nightmare Returns Meta Knight is just Brawl Meta Knight in a game. in a platformer, really.
You're not wrong. Also, yeah, there's no shuttle loop in this yet. This game way predates Brawl, and Meta Knight even having that move ever.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned that a second ago, is because like My Nightmare Returns Meta Knight does have the shuttle loop, and that's like the main form of like damage and movement in that run. It's very cool.
It's also surprisingly hard to actually use, but it's very fun.
Mm-hmm. You go so fast, especially Meta Quick. I do like the simplicity of like this Meta Nightmare though, the very first one. Because after this you get like a bunch of powers and stuff, but like right now it's just you're just moving very fast, and it's very difficult. But you're like just moving right now though. You're getting everything. You're doing well at the moment.
It's funny. The warm-up run wasn't quite as clean. We had a fun death where I accidentally forgot to start moving after a switch, and wait a minute, I'm supposed to go down here.
Yeah, down here.
First time I've made that mistake.
It happens. We've all done it before. I can tell you I've done that for sure.
By the way, also anti-shout out to Slippy. These things are mean.
So they're Slippies. Slippy Toad though, that's my goat. That's my toad.
He certainly is a toad.
That is a species, yes. Now that you switch to forget right there, because you can't even see it normally without Light Kirby. And obviously your Meta Knight, so you can't be Light Meta Knight.
Dude, it's too bad. You'd think the sword would be bright enough to just shine a light on it, but no. No, you just have to know that's there.
Mm-hmm. It's gotta have that prior game knowledge, really.
Oh, also, I see somebody mentioned Fire or Sizzle Meta Knight from Star Allies. Yes, that was also really fun. Unfortunately, he's one of the slower characters in the game.
Yeah, that's not his fault.
And not even his fault.
It's just like they put too much game inside of his mode.
Yeah, like it's not even his fault. It's just more game that he has to go through.
Yeah, Star Wars side modes are great, but why they put so much game inside some of the like guest stars? You know. You know what, Dark Meta Knight though is like, I think currently the fastest one. He's also one of the harder ones to do correctly. And that's in part because of the Mage Sisters and the fact that his mode's so short.
This is fine, because we're going to health refill anyways. Free 1-up, because why not? And we're going down.
Whee! I like the safety.
And doing that very safely, because, I've lost count of how many times I've managed to die doing that, because I didn't hit it fast enough, and the hit stun maybe not hit, actually did the input.
Yeah, the hit stun in this game can, like, make you drop inputs, and right there, you definitely don't want to drop it.
It absolutely will drop them, and you'll just watch him go off, just go straight down, and that's it. Get rid of that little blipper right there, because unfortunately it's a little bit in the way, but honestly Meta Knight doesn't lose much time doing stuff with his sword. Also,
how
little.
big that... No, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, you can see how big that storage box is as well too, because like you were right over. Like I think that ball enemy was like right behind you. Essentially, you still hit them. Giant hitbox here. That sword broken.
Yeah, if you hit behind him, and basically that whole thing is a hitbox. Like, you saw right there, I just hit, like, the tip of the blade, just barely, just, like, melee Marv kind of tip kind of deal.
They call that the monster tipper.
Yes. Also, here's hoping we don't mess up at the end of this stage, because, at the end of the stage is a fun spike corridor that can be, surprisingly hard to execute.
Also, this room as well too is pretty difficult because like you're supposed to use wheel Kirby here, and normally just breeze right through this room, but here you gotta have to do it normally with Meta Knight and go through all the enemies that are there just to have wheel Kirby go right through them. Thankfully though, like as soon as those like Poppy Bros right at the end like get like knocked off their apples, they don't have like any like they don't have a hitbox for a bit, so like you can just kind of like hit and just go through them, no problem. Helps a little bit. They get this room right here. You have to flap right before you hit the spikes. It's really difficult.
Oh, let's go!
Just kidding. It was so easy. What the heck? That was really good.
I got that in practice also.
What a gamer. Oh my goodness.
That is very difficult to actually pull off, because you have to, like, barely touch the spikes, in a way where you're not actually hitting them, and then you have to do, like, this one little sword slash, and then hope it all works out, and most of the time, it doesn't. You'll take at least one hit, more often you'll take 2 hits,
Vouch for that one.
It is a hard room to actually do that well.
Can confirm. That is a killer for sure. You can easily lose all your health right there. Jeez Louise.
I've absolutely done that a few times.
Ooh. Very nice, very clean.
Yeah, honestly, one of the secrets to that is, don't run.
That's a good point,
Don't
honestly.
run, just walk, and it just kind of works out every time.
That's all you need, really. Sometimes you gotta go
this room
slow
is a
or
lot
go fast.
simpler. In this room, you just do this.
And then D.
Oh yeah, we're also at the point where now we're going to be seeing bit switches every stage for a while, because the game decided, okay, it's time to actually start putting these down somewhere. So we have this puzzle. It's very simple. We light the fuse with our sword, and then jump up, and we're done.
Don't ask how that works, honestly. I don't know how you can light a fuse.
I don't know either.
It rules though. Man, it's just that cool, honestly.
Yeah, Meta Knight Sword can really do it all. It can light fuses, it can pound states, it can break through heavier blocks that most abilities can't go through.
It can do your taxes. It can give you a puppet. You know, does everything.
It can tell you a funny joke.
Yeah.
And then make you contemplate why it's talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm not down in the power of it.
If anything, we're praising it. All hail Glaxia.
By the way, shout out to these wheelies. We're just gonna ignore every last one of them. We don't care.
Goodbye, Wheelie. They can live their life. It's fine. No one meets at the hands of your blade.
Same with those Rockies, aside from the couple that are unfortunately over a couple of pits. They'll be fine. Don't worry about it. No Rockies were harmed in the making of this run, except for the few that were.
They'll be fine though.
Meta Knight Sword got me through college. I mean, I could see it. Does your essay for you. Never mind that the paper is cut into ribbons.
It made your collage for you, really. You make collages in college? Hold on. maybe in like art college. I don't know.
Also, this is heavy mole. This entire arena is heavy block, so we want to be a little bit more careful, because if we're not, we could easily just go through those.
It's made of cheese.
You don't want to do that.
It's made of like melted cheese, like you see on top of pizza. I always thought it was like some sort of like food, like maybe a graham cracker or something. Something that easily breaks, I guess.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie though, graham crackers would have actually been legit.
Delicious. Night school, yeah, there we go. Now we've done it.
Yeah, now this room's also a little bit on the scary side if you don't know what to do. Honestly, I found the same kind of strategy works here, just, don't run.
Yeah, surprisingly a lot of, like, room to work with if you just don't run, like, in some of these rooms, at least. Kinda like Smash, honestly. Like, walking in Smash, you get to, like, do a lot of options that you wouldn't normally be able to do if you're running everywhere. I guess not more correlations because, you know, same person made this game in Smash, but, you know.
Yeah, let alone Kirby taking after more and more after Smash itself. So honestly, it's just kind of hand in hand at this point.
Absolutely. Great, didn't get caught boot today.
Okay,
But Calvin's just randomly spell on top of you.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Nice.
Okay, and this one, pretty much a lot of, similar stuff. Get rid of Sparky, I don't want that. That's okay, that's fine. We love when Bonkers decides not to actually do anything, too important.
Love that, honestly. Thanks, Bonkers.
Trust me, he, will probably not be that nice later.
I did not think he sort of hit there, but I underestimated the hitbox that I praised earlier.
Yeah, and the hitbox in this thing, it just kind of goes wherever it pleases.
Mm-hmm. And then for some reason it's large if you dash check. I don't know why. It's like really disjointed.
Yeah. Also, that hothead was surprisingly nice. That hothead can just decide to attack you as soon as you enter the door, and you have nothing you can do about it aside from take a hit, like I did just now actually, because the Starfy decided it was coming up sooner.
Yeah, hotheads are very mean. I call back to 1-3 where like that very last room, you just spawn in and then like bam, that's it. It's like you get hurt immediately by a hothead. Yeah,
if you like at 1 health, you enter that room and it just decides it's doing the fire breath. You're just it's
over.
It's over.
What you do?
You're just gonna lose a life. I'm sorry. Shout out to Kirby's Air Ride that we can't play because it's closed.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. It's very we have Air Ride at home, but we don't have to worry about Air Ride at home. We have Air Ride coming up after this.
This is true. We got top right 100% of Dark Yellow after this, and that's gonna be very awesome. Literally all 120 check boxes in like one go, like in less than an hour. It'll be quite a spectacle. Check it out after this. But currently this one's also spectacle. You're kind of killing it right now. I'm not gonna say much more than that though. I'm not gonna jinx you, but yeah. Because you got one.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I've been worried about that myself this whole time.
That's good. Not really, but you know, it's normal to feel that worry right now, I guess. I'm trying to say.
But by the way, even though those things are currently like in the middle of a dying animation, they still actually have a hitbox, and I can and have taken hits because of that.
Huh.
Yeah, they are not legally gone until they actually disappear.
Legally gone.
Isn't top right Air Ride at home? No, because it is still Kirby Air Ride.
It's not the Air Ride mode at home, not by no means. It's his own thing. Top down racing is his own genre in general, beyond just like, you know, like the normal like car racing genre, I guess. Like technically Air Ride is. It's all good. Like it's fun. It's got its own place.
By the way, we're almost done with the every stage has a switch section. The stage after this 7-1 that one is the last switch I had to worry about for a little while, and these UFOs are being extra mean. I'm going to grab this tomato for safety, and I'm gonna hope this thing... never mind.
Not a big fan of those UFOs, not gonna lie. I think everyone who's run this game could say that, though. Considering they move around completely randomly in that room, and there's like 7 of them.
Yeah, the UFO family reunion is a rough one.
It's wild. The family reunion, yeah, true.
we just gotta be careful here, that's all. It's okay.
All their initials are UFO. We got Ulysses, Franklin, Offerman, I don't know. That's one of them. One of the 7. Try to headcanon this out here. Very clean room.
Okay, that kind of worked out. Now it's time for Brawl Top 8.
Now they're finally shielding. They're adapting. Now you're good, though. They were adapting for a second.
They tried to go for it. They almost had me.
Just had to show loop, honestly. It's invincible in startup. Come on.
I don't have shoulder loop. I can't do that. I'm sorry.
They had to, though. They just didn't. They chose not to. You were fine. They were adapting to your play. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, good. That enemy will not respawn. Very important that they can be quite the troll if you let it.
The double swing, sheesh. We'll destroyed every block right there. Good job, Midnight. Next level is one of the hardest ones in really any run of this game, but especially in Midnight Nightmare.
Yeah, so this is basically mini-boss all-stars.
You do skip 3 of the fights by going to that, like, secret entrance up there, but, like, you still have to fight 4 of them. And, like, ideally you don't die here, of course, but a death is usually expected at this level. We do have setups, of course, like down right there to get some free damage. Fan in particular is a very, very unpredictable boss fight, so, like, very nice there.
Yeah, Fan can easily be, the worst. Same for Bugsy here. Bugsy can also be extra mean if it wants to be. Thankfully, it wasn't.
Yeah, thankfully it crashed into the wall. You get a lot of opportunity to get a lot of sword hits in. Fireline's also very unpredictable too, but like that was really nice. Oh my goodness.
I'm just glad the corpse didn't hit me, because that can happen, and it still has to, it's still a hitbox that can hurt me.
Mm-hmm. So it should go a little too soon, because like it has a little bit of like invulnerability for a second. Very good, very, very nice.
Yeah, by the way, we don't have to worry about switches anymore until we get the 7 sets. Pretty much, we have Kirby's Dream Land at home.
Yeah. We gotta go to the moon!
Don't ask why Meta Knight's going through Kirby's Dream Land, but just Meta Nightmare, there's not a whole lot of a premise, just go with it.
This game's really cool enough to be a remake of Adventure. What more do you want?
Meta Knight having the point system from the other games. Because it'd be cool to see Meta quit.
That'd be really cool, honestly. Someone get on that. Yeah, like for a long time I actually didn't know this game was a remake at all, because I grew up with playing this one only on GBA. It's like, until I started like speedrunning and like learning about Kirby's Adventure, I didn't really know about it at all until then. I think it's like some people out there are probably still the same way. I have no idea.
Yeah, I grew up with Adventure, so when I finally saw screenshots of this, I was like, oh, this is Adventure, isn't it?
You were very right.
And then shout out to this game's interesting commercial in the States.
Nightmare in Dreamland, Kirby! Still stuck in my head.
Still stuck in mine, and then also just the fact that it's like it's a rendition of Secret Agent Man is the wild. Oh no!
Oh. That's fine. That's a good run to actually die in. Let's say.
Yeah, this is probably one of the least problematic deaths, but that is very unfortunate for the Deathless run.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. You went through most of the game deathless. That's really damn good to say at least. Past 7 too as well. And 6-6. My
And yeah, I didn't
strategy is
just
to stay
walk.
right up here instead of going like down below.
Yeah, I've
like-
seen the route for that. I've never been able to actually pull it off too well.
I can do it. It's just like it's tricky if you mess up. You gotta like make sure you go. It's like, you know, down up, down up, down up, or whatever. You make sure
Yeah,
you're,
and
like, you're not
I
off
have
of
messed
them.
that up too much. I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm finding the easier way. Here we go. And oh look, it's KDL1. It's that sus in color for some reason. Okay, good. They didn't no trolling from the Bronner Bird. Usually there's never trolling from that, but it can happen.
Absolutely. Ooh. A combo right there.
They tried.
They definitely try.
Oh yeah, shoutouts to NWC, which has this as like one of the challenges.
Just the entire final stage.
The entire final stage.
That's awesome.
And
Now we
there's
got
our
the final
final
boss.
switch to the moon. Now we just fight DDD for reasons. Time will be coming up very quickly because it'll be when I get last hit on him.
On DD, don't troll, I believe. Ooh.
Ooh, that's
Ooh.
sounding not great. Time.
Nice. Very, very clean run,
Yeah,
honestly.
that fight can get very scary because it's very easy for DDD to just dive into you, do a bunch of damage, and just kind of end you very quickly. There's very little room for error. It is hard to make that fight clean.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely killed it though. That's a min off your PB from what I just saw
yeah,
right
that,
now.
that's not too bad. But yeah, and that PB world record is also the current world record. Which I have had for a while now. My average run is around this mark, but still pretty good. But yeah, that's Meta Nightmare 100%. You get Meta Knight just looking over a cliff, all trying to be all cool and edgy, you know, as he does.
Pondering, you know.
You know, as you do.
Yeah.
So I did some very quick shout-outs. Shout-outs to, of course, the Kirby community in general, because there's more good runs where this came from us. Lots of really good people in general. Definitely check us out if you get a chance. You can find us pretty easily on speedrun.com. Also, small shout-outs to Rots, another one who ran this game a lot. Would have loved to have had him here for either commentary or even to race him, but unfortunately it just couldn't work out. Maybe one day, though.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
As for where to find me, you can find me at twitch.tv/BeingQueenSoul. I do a lot of platformer and Kirby speedruns and dabble in some other things, so I would love to see if you would like to see more of that from me. Anyways, I think we'll throw it back to you and to Dark Riolu, because I am excited to see these other runs.
Absolutely, and yeah, don't stick around, everybody. We'll be back with more dual things in a second once we switch over to Kirby Air Ride top right 9% of Dark Riolu. So, and welcome back, everybody, to Do All the Things. GDQ Hotfix show all about showing off 100% speedruns and like completionist type runs in general. Then we get a bunch of 100% runs of Kirby games, but they're very cool. I don't know why I was saying, but I don't know, whatever. Words are hard. Regardless, though, I gotta say more words here because I got a few announcements to read y'all. So, I'm just going to tell you all about some other events coming up here. So we got Flame Fatale is actually coming up this next week. It's gonna be awesome. It's GDQ's next all femme and women's spearing events. Turns this Sunday, August 18th through 25th. All next week, really. Stick around on the channel for that one. Use exclamation mark FF in Twitch chat to check out the schedule and let us know what you're looking forward to the most. I said it a lot before. Super Mario 4DS. Whoever decided that to be on the schedule, love them for that. Hell yeah. I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for that one. But yeah, also, speaking of other events, we got GDQ is also going to PAX West from August 30th to September 2nd. Use exclamation mark PAX in Twitch chat for more info on that, and that's something we're excited to see. Personally, Brian I'll run Call of Duty 4. Whew, banger of a run. Sheesh. Really good run right there, to say the least. Excited about that one too. And finally, our last event here I'm going to talk about is Games of Quick Express, returning to TwitchCon from September 20th to 22nd. Use exclamation mark GQX and Twitch chat for more info on that one. Let us know what you're hoping to see in that event. I don't know yet. Game list's not out yet. We'll see soon. But stick around for that one too. And also, one last thing. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and Bistro on Twitch on GQ Twitch channel help support Games of Quick Hotfix. If you enjoy watching some speedruns here and want to consider supporting the channel, supporting Hotfix in general, consider subscribing. Or like sharing some bits, or just, you know, doing the usual Twitch stuff, and that helps out a lot. Any primers? Any primers? Anyone? I don't know. But yeah, that being said, I think it's time to get into our run, so hello, Dark Yellow.
Hello.
I said a lot of words. You say some words now.
From me.
Oh no.
Hey everyone, I'm gonna be Dark Real 27, gonna be running Top Ride 100%. So the goal is to complete all 120 checkboxes. I'll kind of show the checklist here. So I am allowed to use purples, so I'm gonna get 5 of those. So I'll only have to complete 115 checkboxes and then use purples for free checkboxes for the last 5. So if everyone's ready, we can get started with the run. Delete the data. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
So thank you. I already set up the settings beforehand, which is allowed. So to start, I'm going to complete every course on the recommended laps. So I have a specific time limit I have to complete them in for a checkbox, and then I also have random other objectives that I want to complete while doing that. So for this course specifically, I have to enter the waterfalls 5 times and finish first. I really wanted to pick up that microphone because I'm going to need 20 of those by the end of the run, but unfortunately I just missed it. Maybe I can get this one. Come on.
I believe.
I didn't see it in time.
So close.
And then for these first 2 courses specifically, I'm going to try to finish 5 seconds ahead of the level 5 computer because there's not a better chance to beat the level 5. You want to beat a level 5 computer on every course and finish 5 seconds ahead of second on every course. So if I can, I want to be 5 seconds ahead, but if not, I'll just have to remember that and back it up later.
I believe. Is that enough?
Try to heckle them a little bit. Get in their way. That might have been enough. It's gonna be close. Gonna be really close. Nice. Okay, I got it.
Very nice.
And then I'm gonna do the same for metal. It's kind of nice to have the 2 other CPUs on the water course because they typically cause more grief for the other CPU than they do for me, but on this one I tend to get Mario Karted a lot, so I'm going to menu them out, and I find that has the highest success rate for finishing 5 seconds ahead. So I want to hit these switches on the left 10 times, and also 5 of these walls. So that's why I'm banging my face into walls that are slowing me down, because I'm required to. Please don't pick up the walkie, dang it. That's a field-wide stun. It hits everyone on the map and there's no dodging it, so it's really annoying when the computers pick that up. Well, that's an easy 5 seconds ahead. They played very poorly.
I don't know. I think they finish their lap in about 5 seconds. You know, they'll find a shortcut.
So those were the 2 distinct courses. Now I'm going to turn speed help on. I had to have it off to even be able to finish 5 seconds ahead of the CPU, but now what I'm going to do is for the other 5 courses, I need to complete 100 laps total. So I'm going to have 3 other players also racing around the map while I focus on P1 here, and I'm going to be controlling all of them at once, but mostly focusing on finishing in time. So for this course, I have to hit this switch 5 times out of 6 laps, so really don't want to miss. And then I'm also going to try to steer the other players forward the whole time, and they just knocked me across the wall. That was not very nice. Why are there so many hammers? Hammer's one of the rarer items.
There's another one
This,
to too,
I might not be able to finish in time. So I'm going to focus on P1 and just let the other players go to their own devices. Had to finish this lap in 10 seconds. Okay, just barely. I have to finish under
Nice.
102.
Oh, that was really close then.
Yeah, that was extremely close.
Sheesh.
So now I'm just going to try to finish the lap with the other players, because I don't get the finish 5 seconds ahead unless everyone clears the finish line and the race actually finishes. And if I can get to P2 here, I'll actually hit all 3 other players with Buzzsaw just randomly, so that's a good one to have.
I do
You
love
have to
how
hit
like
3 people. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I do love how like all these like 100% runs for Air Ride actually use like 4 controllers sometimes like this. I know State Pro is the same way too as well at one point.
Any percent as well. Like all of the
yeah,
runs
true.
benefit from using 4 players if you can do it. So yeah, I am controlling all 4 players myself, so this is kind of difficult. It does make it pretty hard to finish in time while doing all of the required checkboxes sometimes, but I'll do my best. Haven't missed anything yet. Here, I want to finish under 53 seconds. This is one of the more difficult time checkboxes to get, because it's hard to control the other players. Like if you're just focusing on one player, it's not that hard to get, but if you're actually trying to keep people going forward as they are not doing right now, then it can become pretty iffy. And I also needed to cause 3 big eruptions, which is just RNG. Luckily, it's very likely to happen because you get like a stack towards an eruption every time you hit one of these 3 nodes that light up. So with 4 players, you're very likely to have it happen. I was supposed to turn hazards up just to make absolutely sure, but I forgot. But it's very likely to happen even if you don't do that, so it's not a big deal. Good. And now I need to turn hazards up for sure.
So how do you go about routing a mode like this? Or routing a run like this, I mean.
Well, that was
very
what really
freeform.
got me interested in this run. Like, I'm not the greatest at top ride, but I do have world record by multiple minutes, partially because it's not a very popular mode, and partially because I made such a better route than what already existed. So I just really started with the checkboxes that I wouldn't want to do at all, like the ones I'm definitely going to purple. Things like a couple of the... Oh, come on, P3, you troll! I'm definitely not going to finish in time now. P3 is always the one that causes trouble, I swear. Okay, I'm going to have to restart to finish in under 43 seconds, but I did hit 6 columns already, so I don't have to do that again. But yeah, so I'm not going to do 100 laps on metal or water, and I'm not going to race 100 free run laps or finish 30 time attacks, because those would take way too long.
Imagine the ones like that are gonna be ones you like use the purple checkbox on later. The ones that are just like way too long, to say the least.
And then the rest of them, you have to finish each course 10 times. I basically just figured out when would be the best time to finish no boost laps, when would be the best time to finish 5 seconds ahead of another player, when's the best time to finish the CPU. There's a lot of courses where it's just like do this on every course. So like finish a lap with no boost on every course. Let's see, did I finish in time? Just barely. Nice.
Nice. I was not sure because like, I was like a P1 the whole time there.
And then I just looked at how I could get those miscellaneous checkboxes while also making progress towards 100 laps on the 5 courses that I chose to do it on, and also 500 items. So I'm going to be constantly, every time the other players get an item, I'm going to try to quick spin it off them if it's one that I can quick spin off.
Makes sense.
Especially since I don't want them hitting me with it repeatedly, but also so that they can pick up more items, and I will make progress towards 500 items. If I have good item pace, I will be able to get 500 items before finishing every other checkbox, but if not, I might have to farm a little bit at the end. I really don't want the other players that I'm not controlling to get this rocket booster, because they really like to go the wrong direction once they get it. And also, if I just let them... Yeah.
Yeah, I know
it's a good item.
Like, never had the rocket boost. Like, I just go the opposite direction half the time. It's very good, but like, it's so easy to just go like have that happen. Really.
Dude, P4 is camping the microphone. I couldn't get it. You can't get an item while you have another one, so P3 couldn't pick it up because they were big. Or P4 couldn't. And then they just kept carrying it with them, so I couldn't get it either. There might be a lot of interrupting myself because there's a lot going on in this mode. It's very hectic and there's a lot to keep track of.
Absolutely, yeah.
Alright, now sand. This is a relatively new route. Speaking of new routes, I've changed this route about probably more than a dozen times in the last, 10 or so times that I've streamed. It's literally changed, I think, every single time that I've streamed. Technically, I haven't even done a run with this exact route. I changed it yesterday. Now, just a small menuing change, but it just goes to show how dynamic the routing is, and it's also an excuse for if I mess up any of the menuing, because I have not actually finished a run with this specific route. And I haven't got a lot of practice with any of the routes because it keeps changing every single time, which is really why I'm interested in this category. Like I said, not the greatest at Top Ride specifically, but I love the routing aspect of it and finding the most efficient way to clear every checkbox. P4 is behind, so let me focus on them.
Yeah, that's why like these harvester runs in the area are so cool, because like having to get 120 of the achievements in the game, or like even just 100 just to even get the credits in like A's modes, like it's so cool to be able to do that. I guess like quickly like this. There's just a lot of work in parts that like it's just a rider's dream, honestly. I feel like.
And this category actually has a lot less RNG than any percent, I would say, because you're taking so long. You're gonna have plenty of time to do everything, most likely. Alright, now this is the part where the route has changed, so give me just a second here. That should be correct. Alright, Shasta, I got a question for you.
What's up?
And chat as well. Can you count to 8?
No, that's too
We're
hard
going
for me.
to be We're going to be completing each map 8 times, so it's going to be 8 more. That was the no boost lap, so it doesn't count. But we want to complete 8 more times. So for metal and water, it's going to be... Try to get this candy. It's going to be 1 no boost, and then 8 more. There's 1. Feel free to count in chat if you like. So there's 1 finish that's not no boost. Oh, hammer. Alright, I finished first with hammer. There's 2. You want to finish first with hammer. And on the fire stage specifically, you need to finish first with fire. That's one of the most RNG... That's probably the most RNG checkbox in this mode. There's
Makes
3.
sense.
And it's also what killed a lot of my any percent runs, because I routed in requiring both finishing first with hammer and fire on fire. So a lot of runs died to one or the other of those, because it's not easy to get both in 20 minutes.
That's it. I hope
When
we
you
get the
only
microphone
play
there
each
before,
course a couple times.
before the end.
I think that was 3, that's 4.
Yeah.
Luckily, metal and water will have an audio cue when I finish for what is going to be the 10th time, because that's what we're working towards. 10 finishes on each course. 5, I believe. Might have missed one, but I'll listen for it.
I got a little like sidetracked too, so I probably missed
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah, it's
Fair-
easy if I'm not talking, but
Fair
it's
to go.
actually kind of hard to count.
I'd say better to go 1 over than 1 under then.
Yeah, I'll just listen for it. It should be fine. After you get past metal and water, though, you can't listen for it because you want to end 6, maybe? You want to end on the 9th course, or the 9th finish, I should say. And then the 10th finish will be during when you're going for 100 laps. 7. And 8. Alright, I did at least 8. I might have gone over. So then metal is going to have the same shtick. Gonna do 8 normal finishes along with 1 no boost, so there's 1, and let me just do the no boost before I forget about it. Lots of hammer spawning. They're kind of a rare item, but it's easy to finish first during metal and water specifically, since there are no computers to get in your way, so you can go backwards for a hammer if you need it. Obviously you don't want to go backwards, but better to just get the hammer when you have the chance, because there's no guarantee it'll ever appear again near the finish. 3.
Do all the maps have a thing where it's like you need to get a certain item over the finish line or something?
4. Nope, it's just hammer on any race, and then fire on fire. Just those 2 for some reason.
Yeah, it's very strange though.
4. Very oddball checkboxes. I'm assuming they just needed 2 more, and we're like, here you go. Which, you know,
Fire
makes enough sense. It's not that weird.
Yeah. If they had like a water gun or something, definitely like have like a water thing, that's for sure. Just like get like the water gun, water or something. No doubt.
I can't think of any other elemental type items. 6 that really line up with any of the courses. There's ice, but there's not an ice course.
There's no ice enemies either, of course, in top right. Just like the one be like a Sparky on like, what is it, like the electrical one, what it's called.
Alright, I must have miscounted, but I heard the checkbox, so I left.
Perfect.
Alright, this is going to be a bit of a... This is going to be the newest, like, legitimate change. I'm going to try to complete Sky and Fire with 3 people at a time, just to get more laps counted towards the 100 laps at the end. So I'm going to control these 3 all simultaneously, which is not very easy, so I'm going to struggle a bit. There's 1. And then I'm going to exit out and do 1 lap against the level 5 CB, because I still have to beat them. 2.
That's pretty
So
smart, honestly.
Yeah, I got my left hand on one controller, my right hand on the other, and then I'm just using like the side of my left hand to control P2, so they're probably gonna have the sloppiest movement. 3.
So you're making that look easy though, is an understatement.
Thanks. Sky in particular is kind of annoying because you tend to get a lot of items like that cupcake, which just make them hit each other since they're all together the whole time. 4. And it can really slow things down. I'm still not sure if it's worth it. I'm convinced it's worth it on Fire for sure. And theoretically it's worth it on this course. Like, the calculations work out, but in practice, things usually go poorly. 5. And it's usually because of items, which you can't, you know, your calculations can't really account for. RNG items spawning on your head. That one went pretty well. 6. Oop. Want that. And then this should be the last one if I didn't miss any. It's also going to be basically impossible for me to quick spin with P2 because of how I'm holding the controller. I'm holding it between my knees and just using the side of my hand. And then I need to beat the level 5 CPU. Almost trolled me right at the end there.
Almost. I got scared.
Do the same thing here, except in reverse, because that's how I prefer to do it. I just mismenued, but it didn't lose any time, so that's fine.
Come on, fire.
Yep, we gotta look for fire, and that's one of the other reasons doing it exactly this way is such a good idea, because I'm going slightly slower on every lap, you know, because, ooh, I'm definitely gonna get that. It's gonna be slow, but it's gonna be worth it. I'm theoretically gonna get that. Theoretically! Okay.
Oh, there it is.
All of you, I need to finish it first, so you've got to be kidding me.
Oh, no.
You piece of garbage, you're not even part of this race. Excuse me while I trash talk the CPUs, or not even the CPUs, the other players repeatedly. It's going to happen. Okay, I need... This is going to be... Oh, if that quick spin hit me, I would have been so mad.
There's
it is. 2. I did not even input a quick spin. Sometimes the game just gives it to me when I barely tap the control stick, and I don't want it. 3, but yeah, since I'm going slightly slower, in order to farm laps for later, there's slightly more time for fire to spawn, which didn't appear to matter this time because it spawns so quickly. But this is very much not representative, or I think, not representative of how often fire spawns on this map. Like, I think it spawns slightly more than on other maps, but that's not saying much. It's really spawning tonight, though, which I'm thankful for. 6, I think. Because you can't finish the run until fire spawns on this map.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest run killer in any percent. 7. Now I want to turn speed help off because I'm going to be... It's not really worth it to take the time to menu out the CPU. That's just an extra 5 seconds down the drain, but if I'm going to clear light and grass without menuing out the CPU, it means I have to beat a level 5 CPU without using boost, as I did there. And then also beat them on every other lap, which is not hard necessarily, but if you have speed boost on, they can just physically body block you. Just 2. And just slow you down a lot. So it's worth a tiny bit of menuing to turn off speed boost 3. Because it's just going to make you go faster with the CPU being less able to body block you, although they'll still try. And then even better for... you don't have to really worry about them beating you, because if you have to finish first 10 times, so if they ever beat you, it's just a reset 5, a reset of the lap, and it doesn't count. 6. And 7, same thing on grass. So I could be doing 4-player finishes on these courses as well, but since they're shorter, it doesn't really seem to be worth it in my calculations. Just 1. You can finish them so fast as just 1 player. Oh, that's dirty. Nice missile. You can finish them so fast as 1 player, it's not worth going super slowly with 3 players. There's the no boost. So now that the no boost is out of the way, it should be smooth sailing. 2. Luckily I didn't need to grab that hammer. It would have been efficient, but only if I actually finished first. 3. I would have had to go slightly backwards, so the computer might have been able to beat me. 4. 5. 6. I'm really concerned about my walk-in invincibility candy count. I haven't been getting a ton of them.
Just about to ask about that,
7.
yeah. I forgot Canyon was also one of them too.
Yep. I need 20 invincibility candies, 20 walkies, which are the microphones, and 20 spinner items, which are the blue and white circles. There's one singular finish. Counting is going to be a little bit weird for sand. Okay, there's a double finish. I need to finish with both players 6 times. So what I did there's 2 double finishes, is I paused and started over on the exact frame that I finished the race. So that allows me to skip the fanfare that just occurred, which is a good 10-second saved. And now that I already beat the CPU once, I am going to get eaten 3 times by Ant Doom here and finish first, which turns out Ant Doom, yeah.
Huh.
Interesting name. I thought it was the marathon safe strat, which it is, but it turns out it's actually the faster strat as well, because you just get grabbed 3 times instantly and you kind of don't have to wait for it. Like, I figured doing it during recommended laps was better, but you go so slowly, kind of just feeling out the Ant Doom to see if they're going to grab you every single lap, that it's actually just better to do it all at once, even though it takes forever to finish that 1 lap. It's still faster overall. I think that's 4. Let me do the no boost before I forget. I'll get a notification once I finish the 5th race, so I'll have some confirmation.
Perfect.
So do you remember if I did 2 single-player finishes? I believe I did.
Think? For sure 1. I remember 1.
I missed the frame-perfect pause, but I got 2 of them, and both of them counted. It's a little scary to do the fanfare skips, because if you exit 1 frame early, then it's not going to count the race at all. But that's confirmation that both of them counted, which is very nice. So there's 2 frame-perfect skips to save about 20 seconds total. 1 frame early there. Alright. So that is going to be free run. I'm going to take a little mental break. So the recommended laps and single laps and eventually the 100 laps are very mentally taxing because you got to keep track of 50 different checkboxes all the time. So I like to take a little break before doing the 100 lap races just so I can think about if there's anything I missed. And I barely finished 5 seconds ahead on metal. I didn't think I would, but I did, so I don't have to recover and back that up. I got fire on fire, and I finished with hammer, so those are 2 really nice checkboxes to have out of the way, because it's really hard to get those at this point in the run. You want to do it in a single lap race, not a 100 lap race. I also got 3 buzzsaws, which is nice, so I'll have to hit any 3 players with bombs, and then all 3 players with fire at some point. Whoops. And I'm going to attempt to farm as many microphones. Wow, nice way to bounce right over my head, thank you. As many microphones and candies as I can in time attack, because they have set spawns. So come on, you troll game.
Damn.
So I know approximately when they're gonna spawn, although it's not quite exact because sometimes they like to spawn off screen, so it's hard to get like the exact second they spawn on, but I have an idea for every course. I've been toying with this idea in general, and since this run my walkie count has been terrible, what I'm going to do is actually go a little bit slower on Sky here, because if you go slowly enough, you'll be able to grab an extra walkie before the screen fades out. So I'm going to wait until like 43, 44 seconds finish, because the microphone spawns around 45. I think my spinner count's pretty bad as well, but since you can just... I might not have gone slowly enough. Come on. Ah. I think I saw the shadow of the microphone spawn. But I wasn't able to get to it in time. At least with spinners, you can just keep dropping the same one and picking it up over and over. But microphones and candies get used up as soon as you touch them. So there might be a good bit of microphone and invincibility candy farming at the end of this run. At least you can finish the run, but it's not really going to PB unless you get all 20 item checkboxes before you finish the last 100 lap race.
Definitely makes sense. Like, that's definitely a huge, just like, choke point, I guess. Just make sure you get all those items they absolutely need throughout the run. There's not much control you can do there, other than just like hoping they spawn near you and just get them real fast. It feels like.
Yeah, it's like hammer and fire on fire are the only two checkboxes that can like really kill the run in and of themselves. But you finish so many races that they probably won't in 100% specifically. They definitely will in any percent. But then the 20 lap or the 20 item checkboxes, as well as the 100 laps, or sorry, 500 items, are the checkboxes that are going to be like, is this run good enough? You'll still be able to finish it because you can farm them after the run's done, but if you want to get a good time, you have to have them before the run's done. Will that happen or not? So there's the big RNG check. It's not going to stop the run from finishing, but it can cost literal minutes. Fire specifically, there's going to be a walkie that should spawn around lap 4, and if I get it immediately, then another walkie will spawn, but if I have to go around a lap and get it on the second try, then the second walkie's not going to spawn. Go a little slowly here, keep my eye out for that. You want to spawn? There it is. Nice. Oh. Oh, come on! It wouldn't give me the quick spin that time. Game ate my quick spin. This run is heavily cursed when it comes to walkies and candies. That walkies fly off the map all the time, but I feel like this run in particular, they're really going out of their way to leave. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate that. That guy never grabs you when you want. But then, when you don't want, suddenly they have perfect aim. They got like a Marth length grab from melee. And they just hit you instantly. By the way, if you were wondering, that extra double player finish I did after I already had 10 multiplayer finishes. Wait, did I not go to free run? Whoops. That extra double finish was to make sure I had just enough to get across the goal line 20 times, because it's 20 times where you actually finish the race, not just cross the goal line. A lot of these checkboxes are mislabeled and not actually, they don't actually provide a good indication of what they are. Like 20, it says do 20 quick spins in one lap and finish first. Oops. But you can just do 20 quick spins in one race and finish first. I didn't finish fast enough? That's weird. Okay, that never happens. Sand and fire are the only difficult ones, so I didn't even check my time. Or grass and fire. Come on, I can menu, I promise. Sometimes. Barely got it, 650 there. It sucks when you're like a 1/10 of a second too late, and that makes you go around an entire extra lap. Going to have to attempt to remember right before I get to the last 100 laps race to see how many checkboxes I have, to see if I'm missing anything, but I usually forget when I'm trying to just remember everything I have to do. Plus, I'm just spamming start here because if you do random, it'll give you one of every course, but not if you retry any of the courses. So once I had to go back into sand, that ruined the random strat. Now, while hazards are on, I'm going to go to light, and then I'm going to try to remember to turn them off. After light. Let's see.
How many laps here right now?
Didn't get the lucky green rail. We're going to need to see that. So I need to actually finish the race. So I turn it up to 17 laps, which should be enough that I guaranteed finish. Before, with at least one player before I get 100 laps, and then I will try to exit when I hear the 100 laps checkbox, but there's a lot of different things that you can hear the checkboxes for, so it's possible to get confused. And there's the good green rail, so once you get that, you can just farm, not really farm, but just keep everyone on the rail so they actually go forward, because this is an incredibly difficult map to get everyone going forward just autonomously. So you kind of have to
especially all the curves as well.
Got all the hard corners that don't really point in the direction that people want to go. Yeah, once this happens, though, you just only have to control one person at a time, pretty much, maybe two, and you just keep them on track. And hope nothing goes wrong that makes you lose the rail, because once everyone goes off the rail, it'll go away. So if everyone's off at the same time, it'll disappear, but it can't when someone's on it. So that's what we're exploiting right here. This run would be a lot faster if you had 4 actual people, because you could just have them going around each track on their own. Like, even using the rail is slower than just going around the track by yourself if you play well. So if you could have everyone go on the right way, not relying on RNG, you could save minutes. You could easily get sub 40, I'm pretty sure. So I think I already have 100 laps because I had to do that second finish on lights due to missing the time checkbox. So I had to go a few extra laps to finish. Oh, that's not too bad.
Maybe it's something to do like a future GDQ or something. Like a casual room sort of dealio. Just have 4 people learn this run and then just grind it out. It's like 4-player co-op for this. It's kind of cool.
Oops. Forgot to turn off hazards. I'm going to do that before I forget again, because the magma on the track over and over is just going to slow me down. All the other hazards just slow you down, so better to do it now before I forget. Yeah, honestly, doing 4-player for this category wouldn't even be that hard necessarily. It would just be, when do you get 20 candies and 20 walkies? Because all the other players really need to do is drive forward for the majority of the map and just get rid of items when they get them so that they can pick up more, pick up as many as they can. The only thing they specifically need to do is try to get candies and walkies. So once you get a run with enough of those 2 items, because getting 500 items is going to be really easy with 4 different players that actually have brains. 4 different brains. And you'd probably be more likely to actually get the walkies and candies when they spawn, because there would probably be someone near it who actually has more than 1 finger worth of dexterity at any given point in time. Because it's really hard to quick spin with 1 finger, much less aim towards the items that you want.
So it's just not like a thumb or anything.
Yeah. Alright. Forget bombs. I'm going for the walkie. I can get bombs anytime. Once again, I have to hit 3 people with bombs. It can be the same person 3 times for bombs specifically, but for buzzsaw and fire, it has to be all 3 other players. Speaking of that, I gotta remember to actually hit 3 people with fire. Don't want to forget that. Oh, you... Oh, come on, you just yeeted that microphone off the cliff. That was dirty. That's so rude. The rocket booster dropped right in front of them, and then they just were going straight at the walkie. They would have picked it up on their own if that rocket hadn't dropped in front of them. Yeah, so when people start going backwards a little bit, or just driving into a wall, it's because it's very difficult to control 4 different players at the same time. And fire in particular is a course where they love to just start going the wrong direction. One thing I'm going to do, or like one thing I want to explain, is that speed boost maxes out when you're 2 laps ahead, so the goal is to get 2 laps ahead as fast as possible with one player, and then just kind of guide them to the finish, while keeping the other players at least going forward with maximum speed. This should be 100 laps. And I got 3 bombs, nice. It's kind of hard to hit 3 people with bombs on grass because there's no walls, so I'm glad I got it there.
For some reason, I misunderstood, and I thought you had to get like 100 laps on like just in total for some reason. Is there like is there a total lap like achievement at all?
Yeah, there's 300 laps in total, but 100 laps on each course individually. So I already got 300 laps a while ago.
Nice.
And then just due to how many checkboxes there are and which ones you want to skip, you can skip doing 100 laps on water and metal, which are probably the 2 longest courses to clear, especially with 4 players at once. And then you want to complete 100 laps on all 5 other courses. If I can steer you into that, okay, good. So now, as far as I know, I have all of the item checkboxes besides like 500 items and also 20 candies, 20 walkies, and 20 spinners. So I can farm for a spinner at any time, but it's going to probably be very slow to finish the walkies and candies because I don't think I have that many at all. There weren't that many that spawned, and some of the ones that did just went right off the edge.
I'm gonna ask, like, how close do you think you are on those 3 right now?
Honestly, I probably have like 10 candies and like 7 walkies. Dude, just got stuff like that keeps happening.
Oh my god.
That is the chaos of Top Ride when you're trying to do 4 players at once.
Oh my goodness.
That's why it would be so much easier to do a 4-player run as well. That's much faster. Like, you only need probably 1 good player, and then the other 3 just kind of have to go forward, and at the very least they're probably going to be faster than what I'm doing with 1 hand at a time here. Especially when I get my controllers mixed up. Come on, guys, you can go forward. I believe in you. That should be 100 laps. Let me check. Yep.
Sweet. Now I get the credits as well, which we're not going to watch because getting all 120 this time around.
Yep, we're going to skip that to get right back into the run.
Do you like end the run for watching the credits in this case? Or like, when does it normally
What's
end?
that?
Obviously you get 120. Do you normally end the run
as soon as
like,
you get
intervals,
120.
like, seeing the credits?
Just as soon as you get either 100 or 120 checkboxes, depending on which category you're doing.
For sure.
As soon as the number hits 100 or 120.
You can probably watch those credits like after his run's done, just like during the outro and stuff.
Sure, you probably have to remind me because my brain is overloaded.
Understandable. Lots to remember for his run, to say the least.
Sand is a really good course to find a spinner on because you can just get it every lap. So you don't even have to like go back and forth in one spot to get it. You can continue going forward while you get 20 spinners. So I think that was go into Ant Doom 20 times. The Ant Doom pit, that's probably 20 spinners. I'm going to keep getting it just in case it wasn't. And then I need to go in the Ant Doom 50 times total, which is not going to be difficult because that was already 20. And that, I've already done like, 10 or 15 from other races. So probably more like 20 or 30, honestly. So that's not going to be hard, and I'm just going to try to complete 100 laps as soon as I can. I get legitimately sweaty running this category. I think it's just because of all the concentration and brain power it takes.
I feel that. You're not the only one to get like gone this way while speedrunning like this before.
Oh yeah, I get sweaty running Dreamland 3 because I'm mashing the whole time. As hard as I can the entire run. And then I get sweaty running this from all the brain power and concentration. Can I get that candy, please? Oh, okay, got it.
Definitely gotten sweaty running Fam Hourglass sometimes, too.
Didn't get that other candy. I think that's 100.
Gotta remember the quiz questions and stuff towards the end.
Yeah, I should. Once again, I forgot to check how many checkboxes I have. Okay, I'm definitely missing some. I'm not going to worry about it if I'm missing that many. So we're just going to complete Sky. I know I'm missing 20 candies and 20 walkies. I'm going to get 100 laps here. I should get 10 finishes. So there's 4. 500 items, that's 5. And then the rest of them are probably just little random things like maybe player 2 finished just barely less than 5 seconds behind me on one of the courses, or a couple of them.
The walking on top of another object, come on.
Yep, gotta love that. There's absolutely no game logic to prevent items from spawning and immediately going out of bounds, or even spawning out of bounds. There is game logic to make the item spawn behind whoever's in first, though, so that's really nice. Kind of hard to pick up items when all of them spawn behind you, so usually if you get an item you want, the only chance you have of actually picking it up is if it's on a shorter course like grass or sand, when you can go an entire lap and get it on the next lap. Because if it spawns right behind you on water or metal or something, it's going to be gone by the time you get back around. I saw that I did get 20 spinners, so that's nice at least. Not really a big deal, but glad to have it done. Should get at least, well, I won't get all 5 checkboxes here, but I'm missing 5 or 6, and then, so there's like 2 that I don't know what they are, so after this, I will go and purple the checkboxes that I need to purple, and while I'm doing that, I can check which ones I still need to get. Last stream, I accidentally purpled one of the, like I think it was 20 candies, one of the ones that I was going to get, so let's make very sure I don't do that.
Absolutely.
That would be like 5 minutes lost. In fact, well, no. It's gonna suggest that I get 20 candies and walkies before even looking at the checklist, but if there's something else I can be doing at the same time, I want to know about it. Probably won't be, though, because you need to farm for candies and walkies in time attack. And there's not a lot you can do in time attack besides going towards 500 items.
I didn't even realize this, but like it was brought up in chat that like the checklist itself is randomized every time you start a new run. It seems. I didn't even realize that was a thing in this game. That's wild.
I think that was 100 laps, was it? It's strange to get it that early. Let me check. Yep, it was.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm not going to do metal or water 100 laps, so I can purple those. Don't want to do time attack 30 times, that's like 5 minutes. Okay, I need to do one more on fire. Must have miscounted there. Didn't get 10 switches? Wow. I need to do one more sky as well. That should be candy or light. Okay. So yeah, light is kind of susceptible to that in particular. You just knock out these. The problem with light is that if everyone gets on the rail at the same time, they're all going to finish really close together. So you might not finish 5 seconds behind first. Like everyone might finish within 5 seconds of each other at the same time. And that's something I just assume I get, so I don't necessarily notice if I don't. Assuming I only need one more finish on fire and sky. There's that. I did not notice at all that I missed the 10 switches checkbox. That's very unfortunate on metal. I'm not gonna kill myself to get items right now. Wow, I really miscounted. But I will keep my eye out for walkies or candies like that. Oh, is that 20 candies? Okay, my candy pace was way better than I thought. That's good.
Nice, nice. Just need walkies then, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
I'm gonna need some walkies, and it's gonna take a while. That's okay. Walkie is the big one. Like, candies are kind of rare, but walkie's the one where it's like, will your run PB or not?
Hmm.
It's down to the walkies.
That one right there, sheesh.
5, 6, 7, 8. These switches have a big cooldown between when you can hit them, so I can't just hit the same one over and over.
Hmm.
Okay, I need walkies and 500 items, I believe.
I think so, yeah. If I recall.
Yep. So I can go for items while I go for the walkie. So it spawns about 9 seconds in, 10 seconds in here, so I'm going to pick up this rocket booster every time and hope the walkie doesn't spawn on top of the knob, because that's really annoying. At least it's physically possible to get it this time, because the jump plate is turned on. Whereas when hazards are off, it's just literally impossible to get up onto where the knob is. Okay, was that 500 items? Okay, walkie's nice. That's... I would much rather have that.
I wonder how close you are at this point.
Very close, I'm sure. It's pretty unusual not to have 500 items by the end of the run, honestly. Like, I've had multiple runs where I have to farm for walkies, and usually, you know, I get like 5 walkies or something, and that's it. And I usually get 500 items before 20 walkies, even if I'm only picking up walkies. There it is. And
you're
time.
really close then.
Sorry.
GG.
There we go. So yeah, you really don't want to have to farm for anything if you're going to PB, but at least you can do that to finish the run.
Oh yeah, credits as well too.
Yeah, can do that. Good call.
Hell yeah. Might as well. Yeah, GG's. That was very awesome.
I didn't get any of the banger alternate tracks on any of the random courses, but at least we didn't get the alternate track on Sky because that one sucks.
Damn.
It's like just building up the entire time and never actually starts. It's actually a troll.
I hate songs like that.
Whoever put that song in the game woke up and chose violence.
For real. Yeah, glad caught you like running this at the time that I did, because I wanted to have Air on my show for a while, so thanks for running this.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. It was very fun to route this, and I'm still routing it. I haven't actually PB'd with this route, so I'm curious if it actually saves time, but I need a good run to be able to tell.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any quick shout-outs here before we get to the last run of the night?
Shout out to the Kirby Discord again. You can access it from any speedrun.com Kirby game. So go ahead and join that if you want to run this or any other Kirby game. There's also a Kirby Air Ride specific server if you're just interested in this game. I will be running this on stream Mondays and Saturdays until I get sub 46. Twitch.tv/darkreola27.
Be sure to drop them a follow for sure.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we'll be back in just a little bit for final round of the night. Kirby Squeak Squad 100%, or as we call it, Squundo. So stick around for that. We'll be back very. Welcome back, everybody, to do all the things. Once again, the GDQ Hotfix show about 100% speedruns and runs where you just complete everything in a game like this. Before we get into our last run here, Kirby Squeak Squad 100%, or Squundo as we like to call it. I got a few more announcements to read. So once again, if you want to see more about our weekly shows in general, go to gamestarquick.com/hotfix, more info on them. And also weekend specials as well, too. That's also important. It's a weekend, after all, very soon. But yeah. If you missed out on your shows or events in general, missed out on any of them, be sure to go check out the VODs on YouTube as well at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. If you want to also keep up with Hotfix a lot easier, too, join the official GDQ Discord and add the Hotfix role, where you can keep tabs on upcoming events, talk to staff and showrunners, and more. Use !more Discord and Twitch chat for more info. And finally, here's a big one here. Games Are Quick is looking to expand its games committee. If you're interested in helping plan mainline GDQ events, go to gamesarquick.com/jobs for more info. I personally be applying for that myself. Just learned about that today. But yeah. That being said, though, time for absolute banger of a run right here. I love this run. This game's awesome. Got me to speedrunning in the first place. Excited to show off my show right here. Hello, Brooke. How's it going?
Hi, I'm Brooke or Lonely. Either is fine. I'm going to be running Kirby Squeak Squad 100% today, aka Squundo. And yeah, we can just get right into it after we get past the lovely title screen. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. So, right at the beginning, this game's really mix-heavy. Oh, oops, didn't mean to pause. Really mix-heavy, a lot of mixes. And I'm going to be going for the hardest one in the run right at the beginning. This is actually an RNG manipulated mix. There's a lot that goes into this, so I'm going to focus here. I got the RNG manipulation, but I messed up the actual mix. So you have to RNG manipulate that Sparky to go over the pillar, and then you mix the Sparky with the fire guy. It's okay though. I can just take fire.
This is really hard. Back on random time, I went for it myself, but it's so difficult.
Yeah, it saves like 20 seconds. So when you go for a top time, it's pretty nice to have. It does make the game very reset heavy though.
That's just the downside of these early game mixes in Kirby games like that. Sometimes you just gotta reset for a while until you get like either a quickly or just in general. Just how it goes.
So that's where we get introduced to the, I guess, main gimmick of this game, which is the bubble system. So Kirby can store up to 5 bubbles in his stomach. You can also mix bubbles together. For example, if I mix 2 food bubbles of a certain type, I can get a Maxim tomato. I won't be doing that though, because one thing that makes 100% pretty cool is we need to conserve our stomach space, because we need to get the chests in every level, which take up a stomach slot.
Yeah, and there's like up to 3 then usually in these levels here, so like
Yeah.
we gotta make sure we have 3 slots available at all times. Sometimes 2, but yeah. Maybe just 1 actually. Some levels just have 1 chest and then later on.
I think it's just that level, and maybe
Okay.
some of the other like gimmick levels.
I think 4, 5 is what I was referring to at least.
Yeah, 4, 5, and then 7 secret.
Oh
7
yeah, that one
EX.
too. Yeah, true.
So the upside of me not getting the wheel mix is I get to do this frosty fight with fire. There's a lot of Fs, but it's much easier than with wheel. With wheel, this fight is a huge reset point, but with fire, you can just stand there.
Yeah, if Will, you have to make sure like the frost is not against the wall, because otherwise it's really hard to actually hit them in the first place. Very luck based, but with fire you can just use it. Easy as that.
It's fine, I wanted to drop fire anyway. We need to get our first chest that is locked behind an ability here, which is Animal. Animal is a Squeak Squad exclusive, I believe.
That's correct, yeah.
Here's something funky. I put that chest in my stomach and then spit it out. This greatly shortens the cutscene of the Squeak Squad appearing for some reason, and saves like over 5 seconds, I believe.
Something like that, yeah, that cutscene that spawns in otherwise when you get that big chest is pretty long, surprisingly. Shows like
Yeah.
all the squeaks and stuff, like the whole squeak squad, if you will, just going in there.
Alright, so here I'm going to do the first, or I guess it's not the first mix. Usually, if you're not going for that first mix, this would be the first one you do. Nice.
Nailed it, very nice.
So wheel is just absolute king in this game. Mostly thanks to its great horizontal speed, but you can also get great vertical speed with it via a tech called wheel jumping. Wheel jumping is where you jump and then immediately wheel, and it allows you to get a huge vertical boost of speed while wheeling. You're also completely invincible while wheeling. Or, yeah, as long as you're not turning around, nothing can hurt you.
That being said, though, if you turn around mid-air while using wheel, you actually get a little more like high altitude as well too, which is useful in some spots.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so I saw a good question in chat. I'm saving the umbrella, so basically in this run we never want to use abilities that aren't wheel. Our goal is to stay on wheel as much as possible. So, oops, I meant to hit star one more time. So I'm saving this umbrella and fire so I can mix them together. And attempts for another wheel. So next level is going to be the first 100% exclusive level, 1 EX. There's a secret EX stage in every level, or every world rather. Yeah, probably my favorite part of running this category, one of my favorite parts at least, is the EX levels. I think they're really cool.
I agree. Some of them are very simple, just like puzzle levels, but some of the other ones like this one are just
Ooh, nice.
got a lot of fun.
So I got a bonus wheel there.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I didn't need that, but it will make some routing stuff later a bit easier.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to use high jump in that room there, but you can jump really high if wheel in this game, so no reason to really use high jump there at all. Just ditch your wheel.
So another thing is that what was I gonna say? Hit lag. Hit lag is important in a lot of Kirby speedruns, and in this one in particular because we're wheeling so much. Every time you hit an enemy or block or hittable object, you go under, I believe it's 3 frames of hit lag. So less egregious than some other Kirby games, but it's still something you have to watch out for. So we want to try and hit as little as possible.
Yeah, we were discussing that earlier with Nightmare and Dreamlands, like during Souls Run earlier. That's like a huge problem with that game, is that like whenever you hit something, you just get stuck in that
both
for a while.
GDA games.
Yeah, it's wild. I heard something amazing here too, yeah.
So first boss, only boss we're gonna really fight with the wheel ability, and that's because we can kind of just unlock him. Alright, cool. Nice fight. So, if you're paying close attention, you'll notice I got that question mark bubble in 1.5, which went by very quickly, by the way. So question mark bubble mixing can be mixed. You're supposed to get something random from them, but with good timing, you can control what you get from them. But it's probably the hardest thing to do in this game. Oops.
I gotta agree with that too.
That room's a little tough. One late. So I was going for a wheel there. Because I got the bonus wheel, I don't need to hit any of my question mark mixes. But it would have been nice to have an extra wheel.
Yeah, in particular, unlike power mixing, where like if you suck in both the enemies in the same way every single time, you get the same like order of powers and stuff. And, like,
Yeah, it starts. So the mix starts at a random spot, but it always goes in a determinate order. So if you can use certain visual cues to determine what item you're gonna get. I also could have gotten a big star from that mix, and that would have been useful as well. But instead I went late and got bomb.
Definitely happened. It's so hard to get like what you want in that mix there. I remember I think back in the day when I learned like the question mark bubble mixes. Oh, I think when going for invisibility cannons, I usually like went for fire. I want to say it's like one before candy. I want to say.
I look for fire and then go quickly, but you can use different cues and timing methods. So another huge problem with running this game is eaten inputs. This game loves those yummy inputs. Particularly when you're hitting something, it will eat your wheel and unwheel inputs. That's nice. So that pink thing in that room is a mini Kirby. They're basically completely useless to us. If you get 3 of them and you mix them together, you can get a 1-up. Which hopefully I'll never die in this run, so pretty much just doesn't matter.
And General, of course, having 3 of those in inventory means you can't get any chests, so never want those in inventory at all. I do love the amount of depth in General they went with like just the whole bubble mechanic in this game. Just storing it like
Here, I'm
this.
gonna go for another mix. Oh, nice. Big star.
Nice.
So that is one of the things I wanted. I am going to have to fight the next mini-boss with wheel, but that's not too big of an issue. I also want this bomb out of my inventory. Yeah, the early game routing in this category is actually extremely complex. You have to have like a lot of knowledge of the flowchart in 100%.
I've also seen like this boss we fought with Big Star as well too before. Should be all good.
Oh, I was capping. It's not this boss fight. It's the metal potato in 2.5.
Oh gosh, yeah, that one. I forgot Bubble's pretty good here actually.
Yeah, Bubble on that Gao Gao. It's really good.
This game also has like ability to upgrade scrolls as well too, and back in I think 2.1 if I recall, you get the upgrade for Anvil here, which is actually shown in the trailer of this game, funnily enough, which allows you just like use that drill move to go through all those blocks there, the ground I guess, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, the diggable dirt.
Yeah. I guess in particular, you want to be doing a lot of those like backwards turning wheels to get just a little more height to get past like all the enemies here.
Move. You can clear those with a backwards wheel jump. I called it the Wakaza room because the best runner of this game, Wakaza, has really good movement through that room, so I always think of them.
Shouts to Wakaza.
Yeah, incredibly cracked Kirby runner at a lot of these games.
I haven't seen any runs in a while, but I hope he's doing well. Just in general.
He was most recently playing, what's that game called? Rainbow Curse.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Pretty cool.
It's one of the few Kirby games I've not played yet, but I've seen people run that one. There's like a cool time save in all the auto scrollers in that game where you actually speed them up slightly. It's kind of neat.
Kind of a tricky jump here. Okay, cool. Didn't nail the hole-in-one in the door, but it's fine.
Definitely still take those.
In my PB, I lost 20 seconds there because some bad stuff happened. Alright, time for metal potato with a wheel. Oops. So that's what you want to not do, is you want to not turn around inside of it. Sorry, jump so I can be above him when I turn around.
Just hitting the wall completely, okay. Nobody turns around there, so I'm kind of surprised he did that.
And here's the cool thing. I'm going to jump and destroy these metal blocks with the big star. That's why I needed the big star. I also could have brought in 3 wheels and done some other stuff. Like I said, the routing for the early game is pretty complex.
I totally forgot that that's what the big star's actually for. I thought for some reason it's just for like the boss fight, that's it.
Nope, you can destroy metal blocks with the big star, and that's one of the most useful things.
Yeah, it's so good.
Really cool routing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, one of my favorite levels, 2EX. Like I said, all the EX levels are pretty cool. And I have 2 wheel bubbles going into it, which is exactly what I wanted.
Oh, you also got the wheel scroll too, so you get like elemental wheels sometimes. Love that.
Yeah, whenever I go through fire or on ice, I'll get those elements applied to my wheel. We're actually gonna drop wheel. We need to use hammer in a bit coming up after we defeat this guy. So we just fight him with sword.
Fun little thing there as well is Brooke got hurt by bonkers there. But fun little thing you do in this game is if you crouch, you don't lose your power. So she was able to like just not like maintain like sword there and still get like defeat the boss really quickly at the same time. That'll come into play later as well too for like one boss in particular I can think of. This game indeed does have crouch canceling just like Smash. Or Melee in particular, I guess.
Yep. Ooh, nice. So that was a crouch boost, or a slide boost rather. If you slide off a ledge and puff, you can maintain your momentum and go pretty far in a short amount of time. I've been doing that a few times throughout the run, but that's the first time I had a chance to point it out.
Definitely my favorite tech in this game for sure. I'm kind of biased in that because I'm pretty sure like I've been one to discover that back in the day. It was one of the first runners of this game.
It's actually pretty good. I got a maximum tomato there. My health was looking a little low. Alright, so coming up is Molly. The fight itself is pretty trivial. I just have to hope she doesn't jump up in the air immediately. But afterwards, I'm going to be going for the first dupe of the run, which is the Molly dupe. This is a frame perfect trick at 60 FPS, so gonna try and focus for it. Also grabbing that bubble for a mix later.
There is an easier set if you crouch right before like going for the dupe, thankfully, but it's still really hard to say the least because frame perfect trick.
Nice.
Nice.
So that's so the way dupes work is if you touch an item you can pick up on the same frame, you activate a bubble. You can activate that bubble while still keeping the ability.
And like whenever you use the ability there too, as soon as you get the chest, like Kirby obviously like stands up when he does that, so like you get a little more leeway to do that, so it's not as tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I remember for a while before people started doing that, like it was just this like trick no one ever did because the task does it everywhere and it's not really viable for humans. But
Yeah,
like
the task still does
made
it in a lot of places that we can't, but the fact that we can do it at all is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if I failed the question mark bubble mix earlier, I would have had to do a dupe off of a bubble using a similar setup where I forced Kirby to crouch. And if I had failed multi-dupe, I would have had to dupe in this room, which is really slow. So I have one bubble, or one wheel bubble and one candy going into this room, which is exactly what I wanted.
If I recall, you're saving the candy for the boss of this world, right?
Correct.
Hell yeah.
So one thing we can talk about, I guess, is that I am playing on an actual DS. Technically it's a 3DS, but same difference. As opposed to the Wii U version of this game. The Wii U version of this game is a lot faster, but it does come with a significant amount of input delay and possible gamepad lag, which is this weird thing you don't need to worry about. But basically the Wii U version is just not as fluid to play on, so I choose to play on the DS version. They, thanks to some speedrun lobbying, we do have different leaderboard categories for DS and Wii U now.
Which I'm very thankful for, because like,
yeah,
you know, without like, you know, hacking your system, you can't really get the Wii U version anymore.
that's true.
I know I was a big proponent of like trying to separate that, especially for the DS Kirby games. Ooh, that was smooth right there.
Yeah, that was cool. I jump particularly in a particular way in that room so that I can make the chest drop right next to me. If it falls in the water, I have to jump in the water and swim around, and it's pretty slow. You generally want to avoid water as much as possible in this run. Alright, kind of a scary room here. If I get hit, I will have to fall all the way down to collect my ability. And I'm gonna go for a wheel jump out of here. I just got it. So whenever you enter or exit a room in this game, you get a lot of invincibility frames, and we often take advantage of that.
This game gives you just like so many, like a lot of powers are you're invincible during the whole thing, and like yeah, obviously the iframes too. Like after you enter another room, like this game gives you like holds your hand a lot in terms of like difficulty. It feels like, but like that's good for us in the speedrunning sense because like we can just kind of avoid getting hit a lot of the time just from that, or like it's really just that honestly. You avoid getting hit and go through like objects you don't normally be able to go through otherwise because of it. It's really cool.
Alright, 3-4. I'm going to be doing the first routed in bubble dupe of the run. I need to switch to fire coming up to ignite this fuse. So the way this works is I'm going to spin spit this candy out at this slope and then crouch under it. And then when I'm under it, I use my wheel, and that pops Kirby up so he stands up immediately. And as such, I touch the wheel and activate my wheel bubble at the same time.
We got 2 wheels. All the duping, especially in this run, is like a big reason why I love this run so much. Like it's gone just so ridiculous, like with all the developments that happened over the years in this one. It's really a spectacle to watch, honestly.
I'm gonna be super careful here. If that just falls into that pit, I have to redo the entire level. So that's a little terrifying to do.
It's always a scary one.
Also, for kind of like no reset safety, I am making sure my health is up as much as possible, because if you die, you do lose your copy ability.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Something cool here, we can do a sequence break in this level by getting sword, slashing that. You're gonna do probably the hardest dupe in the run, at least for me.
Nice. It's a very tricky spot to do that in, honestly.
Yeah, you have to make the bubble kind of clip up to the ledge. Takes a good bit of practice. Get in there, Kirby. So like there I crouch as a preemptive crouch cancel, just in case I overshoot my wheel, for example. So there was an example of an eaten input. I tried to unwheel while I was in that guy, but the hit lag frames meant I couldn't unwheel. Alright, so I've been saving this candy in my stomach for quite a while now, this entire world in fact, and it has been very useful to us. I have used it to dupe several times, but now we're going to use it for real.
Yeah, like different bosses in this game had different like hitboxes, and this is one that allows for a lot of hits at once. So we just use that candy right here and just go right inside of them and it just absolutely devastates their health. But not that, yeah, we have 2 phases of this one. Go fly across the bottom of the screen, then right up here, hopefully get this.
Good.
Nice. Clean fight.
Yeah, that's one fight where if you don't kill him before your candy runs out, things can go very wrong. because you kind of don't have a good way of hitting Mecha Krakow. Especially because they can take away the floor. Here's another time where we have to switch off wheel for cutter.
No way to get that one otherwise, because like if you go off that switch, the door just goes back down again immediately. Shout out to Boxer. I just like that name.
We're gonna see some high jump action. High jump's another pretty good ability in this game. It's just there are actually other good abilities in this game, but wheel is just so powerful that we don't get to see them a lot.
Yeah, like Tornado was one that was used for a long time before this run became like primarily wheel, honestly. Tornado is also really good in this game, and high jump's a lot of fun too.
Here I'm gonna set up for another dupe. This one's a little different. I'm gonna slide under this bubble. Oops, I missed the dupe. That is bad. It's fine. That is less fine. Okay, well, we're gonna be running without wheel for a while. I'm also gonna grab this nice tomato. Yeah, I lied earlier. That's the hardest dupe in the game, not the 3x one.
Definitely seems like it would be, yeah.
There's a hidden chest behind that grass.
What was that dupe gonna be used for, anyways?
Oh, that bubble is just a dupe off of the fighter.
Oh wait, yeah. I'm silly. Yeah, you use wheel there, then bam, you're good. I'm silly. I thought you were duping fire for some reason.
No. Ooh, genius idea strat. I can go for a wheel mix off this question mark bubble.
Ooh. That's kind of the cool thing about this run is that sometimes you can just have.
I got a big star now that I don't need one.
Sometimes you just have like little moments like that where you just like back things up because a question mark will appears before you, or like you can maybe go for like a mix real fast, like off these chimneys, or just have me nearby that go right next to each other. Like, it's kind of a cool thing about this run. I like it a lot. There's a lot of improv. We'll also have to move around, and also move with the touchscreen too as well.
Yeah, I think any run that uses the touchscreen is generally pretty cool. I think it's a little speedrun thing.
Absolutely agreed. Kind of like work with that along with working with your D-pad movements and all the buttons as well. It just adds a different element to speedrunning that like is not normally seen in a lot of their games. I think it's genuinely very, very cool. Also, one thing to know as well too is that we need all the chests, obviously, but the glowing chests, like there's glowing big chests there, are ones you need to actually like beat the game normally. They contain the star seals, which you need 5 of them by the end of World 6, and there's one in the 5 worlds before then. Rather, I mean like Worlds 2 through 6. That's what I mean. Just to mention in chat, your favorite Kirby game is Super Star Ultra. What's all favorite Kirby game in general? Mine's Forgotten Land, personally, but Super Star Ultra is actually a pretty close second.
I like... probably Return to Dreamland.
That's a great one. I love the
I've always wanted to run Return to Dreamland, but I don't know, I've just never gotten around to it.
It's a really cool run, honestly.
Yeah.
I want to have, like, Return to Dreamland Deluxe 9% eventually on this show. That's a really cool one. A lot going on in that run.
Yeah, well, both 100%s, honestly. The 1 controller and the 4 controller are really cool, but especially the 4 controller.
Oh yeah, and Wii especially, yeah. I remember, like, Nippo had to, like, we ran 100% for Wii, like, had to literally Velcro 4 Wiimotes together.
Yep.
It's so cool.
There is a wheel enemy in this level, so I will be able to get my wheel back pretty soon. Thankfully. Heck, they're right here. Now we can go fast again.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, Superstar and Superstar Ultra by extension it's just like a classic for both, like, casual and speed gaming.
It really is. Superstar in general, like, both those games are just fantastic. And, like, the runs for both of them are so different, too, because, like, they're on different engines and the different, like, buffs and nerfs between both games. Really fun to watch. And obviously I'm biased here because I have the Wilder 100% for Control for
Yeah.
the Lake. It's a really cool run, too. There's a lot going on in that one.
Wow. Oh yeah, when I was practicing for this, I was in that room and I lost my wheel, so I had to do a dupe that nobody has probably ever done before, and I made up a setup for it on the spot. It was pretty cool.
I love that, honestly.
Right here, I'm gonna bonk on nothing. Oh, never mind, it didn't happen. Usually you bonk on nothing there.
It's so strange.
It's pretty fun.
I've seen that before, though. It's really weird. It's like sometimes this blocks just randomly make you bonk and stuff. Just a bunch of them in a row.
Alright, Storo. We're looking for a no-sleep fight. Sometimes after you knock him down, Storo will fall asleep and just waste 3 seconds or so.
Oh, yeah, like that. Fun fact as well, that fight, you don't get the chest in this level, you actually fight Mr. Frosty instead. It's something that 8% runners see all the time.
Oh yeah, I guess any percent would fight the Frosty.
Mm-hmm. You don't get that big chest there at all.
Get in the door.
This level is also like one of the shortest levels to just try and get directly to the exit, but in this case, they kind of trick you. The exit's literally right below us right at the start of the level, but if you go up here, there's a whole adventure, so you obviously want to go up here and have the adventure.
Yep. This is also one of the hardest levels in the run, in my opinion.
Agreed.
4EX.
It's a really tricky one, to say the least.
Oh yeah. If you pick up something in your stomach while you're mixing, your mix gets canceled, which can be kind of annoying. I'm getting pretty unlucky with these bubble mixes. I'm looking for a wheel, and it's estimated to be around 1 in 6. This is the part that can be kind of tricky.
There's so many squeaks everywhere. At least I don't give you a burger though. That's always delicious.
You love a burger?
We love burgie.
So made it out of 4EX, mostly unscathed.
I also have like, a lot of time in this level just waiting around here for his chest to go all the way down. Probably picked all his bubbles up, right? Just to hopefully get some PB out of them.
So first I'm going to not miss the chest. And then I'm going to do something called scrub mixing, where I scrub my finger across these and go for white bubbles and get ninja, which is not what I wanted. Get sword, which is what I wanted. You get
Hell
sword
yeah.
like 90% of the time, so that was pretty unlucky.
Never actually knew how the RNG worked for like any of those bubble mixes like that.
So basically the different colors just have different odds of getting you different things. So here I'm going to sword, and this really shows off the power of crouch canceling.
And down there.
So that's the auto game.
Very swag.
Sword.
I forgot in Japanese for a second because like I saw voice volcano. I was like, hold on, that's not what it's called.
Yeah, so I am playing on the Japanese version. That's purely preference. There's no speed advantage.
I know in English it's called vocal volcano, so it's close, I guess.
Gonna do another mix for wheel here. Again, one off. Wow, unlucky. So you're supposed to use Cupid on that screen, but Cupid kinda isn't great, so we kinda cheese it by using a Kirby Puff.
In my opinion, it's like in contention for one of the worst like Kirby powers ever is Cupid. Both in Maze and Mirror and in this game, it's just very underpowered overall, even with like the upgrade for it. It's just the way I see it. There's also like one-off powers like light that aren't very good either, but like, yeah.
Thankfully, we'd be doing most of this level with fire anyway. Because we need to drop a wheel here to get this chest.
Well, that was a weird bounce.
Yeah, that was a little while.
The very edge of collision, I guess.
Coming up is the quick load. Don't blink. Get in the door. That was the quick load. For some reason, that loads like super quickly, even on DS.
Rockets is the same room, you're just kind of teleporting it.
Oh
it's
yeah,
just
that does make
instant.
sense.
You mentioned like the Wii VC version earlier, and like the main difference there between this one and that one is just, other than the input lag and stuff, is also the fact that it loads super fast. It's like all these like different like door transitions are just very very quick. It's like a lot
The
faster in
reference
general.
in any percent Wii U saves about 3 minutes 40 seconds, And in 100%, it's estimated to save over 5 minutes. That's the kind of time save we're talking about.
Which is absolutely wild, honestly.
Coming up, it is time for the boss rush. First we got Bonkers. And we do have to grab each boss's power to get the chest.
Yeah, it's kind of why I like this boss rush, because like you don't just go through with like a really good power. You go through with like every power the game is like gives you in this case for the bosses. You get the chest. That's how you get the chest and stuff.
Like here we need animal for this dirt. And now we fight Metal Potato.
This one's unfortunate though, because Ammo's not doing a lot of damage here.
Something worth noting is I'm not just spamming the attack. I have to space out my inputs a little bit to get the maximum damage.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to fight this last fight here with Metal, that's for sure. Metal
We're
in this
actually
case,
using Hammer. Hammer has a special property where we can get the sleep skip, where if we do a certain amount of damage, we can basically skip store our sleeping animation, or knockdown animation rather.
I think I knew about that one. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's because you get him to the HP where he's above the HP where he, I have to do this mix. This mix is another tricky one, but I do need to get wheel back. There we go.
Nice, nice. So
And we do a cheeky thing there, which is where we suck up the candy through the dirt.
Which saves a
You're
lot of
supposed
time.
to get animal, yeah.
Because Animal's in the very top left of that room, so you normally get Animal, then go all the way down there, and then like you get a different power, and then they go to the other room. But being able to just do that, just barely, just is so nice to say the least. Oh, but that good positioning right there.
If I get hit and my copy star falls out of me and it hits that lava, I will lose it, so I have to be pretty careful. That was a little close for comfort. Usually I don't grab that question mark bubble, but I'm gonna try and mix for a wheel. Another big star. Wow. Well, if I was going for big star, this run would be great.
Is there a fight I can use it on later on?
Probably not
Dang.
at this point.
Not even like Bobo?
I could try. Actually, I don't have the stomach space.
Oh wait, yeah,
I need
you're
to get
right.
rid of it.
Dang.
Would have been cool.
The potential is there for sure. You do in fact need all the chests. I like this level personally. It's one of my favorite ones in this run. Or
Really
is
cool
it-
shot in this room here, where we use crouch cancel on the fire.
I love that, honestly. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's a really cool room. I got a bit of lag there, and it ruined my mix. I was unlucky.
This is very much just a puzzle, like, it's very much a puzzle level, but it goes by really fast.
There's my
Ooh.
wheel.
Hey, love to see it.
If I didn't get wheel, it actually would have been quite bad. Doing this room without wheel is really tricky.
Oh,
Beating
true,
Spinny
yeah.
to the beating Spinny to the door. There is a strat that I know, but it's pretty difficult. So nice to have the peace of mind.
Mm-hmm. I know in the past I tried to lab out trying to beat Spinny there, like to the door. It's like without a wheel, it's so impossible.
Yeah. Yep, high jump.
Bobo,
Now we
my
get to the
beloved-
biggest RNG in this run, which is Bobo. We're looking for an instant charge.
Come on, Bobo, please. No! This is my least favorite boss in the game. In my opinion, it's like the one that starts the whole background boss thing that a lot of Kirby bosses did after this game here. Where it just stays in the background, you can't hurt them for a while. Come on, Bobo, just one, there we go, thank you. Just one charge, please.
So now I can just finish them with wheel drums.
Yeah, ideally Bobo
So
just
not
goes-
great RNG.
Yeah. Ideally Bobo just goes straight into the lava there, like no issues at all, and just stays there for a bit so you can just get the whole like invincibility candy off on them and have them not like go into the background for a while, but they're just not cooperating at all there. That's for sure.
So coming up is probably the hardest mini boss fight we do in this run, just Gao Gao on ice. Thankfully, because we have the wheel scroll, we can do increased damage. But that's like our only saving grace here.
Yeah, it's a very tricky one to say the least. I'll jump
Only
on
getting
ice
hit
really
once or
there.
twice is fine. There's also, in this room coming up, an invincibility candy. Very useful for the boss of this world. Or, yeah, the boss of this world.
It's only slightly out of the way, but it's incredibly worth it to go for that. Even 8% run goes for that one, because it's just right there.
Definitely worth it. I guess something worth noting is when question mark bubbles, we can also mix invincibility candies, and I will be doing that in this run. It is a lot harder because of reasons, but it's not completely required. If I fail it, we can grab a quick one. That room's impossible, so I actually did okay. This is Impossible Room Part 2.
Agreed. I do love this. I do love this level's music in general, too, because like it only plays in this one, and it's like weirdly enough a remix of like the Kirby 64 like second level like forest theme. You don't really hear that theme like ever. Kind of cool to hear just right here randomly. And of course, you get to the squeaks here, and the theme plays, and there goes that cool. There goes that like cool level music, I guess.
Please. Okay. Guess we're going in here. So this is what you want to avoid, a squeak fight. Wow. And taking like 5 seconds to explode. The chest goes away? Oh
go-
my god. Well, guess you just learned something new about this game.
I didn't know either. What the heck? It just leaves?
That's... Yeah.
Who took it?
Yeah. Well. Hope you like this level.
Thankfully I do in this case.
I do not need to grab the chest again, at least. That chest.
At least revisit shouldn't take super long because of that, yeah.
I guess something I can talk about while I do this is there's a attack I'm doing all over called a float cancel, which is where you initiate a float and then cancel it with a wheel. I did one right there. It's pretty minor time save, but you can use it to get extra height.
That's also another thing in Amazing Mirror as well. Used all throughout that run. It's a really cool tech.
I'm also a Melee Peach main, so I'm all about those float cancels.
Hell yeah! Love Melee Peach. I'm all about characters that can combo well in like any Smash game I play, and like Melee Peach definitely has a really cool combo tune.
Mix coming up here. I need to mix for Hammer. Nice.
Very nice. This just skips like most of the level because normally you have to go to the right here to or actually to the left here, I mean, and get like the hammer bubble right at the end of just a long series of rooms. But if you mix for it right before then, you can just avoid doing that.
So we get some more high jump action.
Always.
Something cool about high jump is your hitbox actually gets bigger while you're using it, so I can grab the chest more easily. As I said. Alright, 6-4. Another cool level where we're going to be seeing tornado action.
Love Tornado in this game.
Yep.
Wish it was used a lot more, but it is what it is.
We're also going to see some bubble. Bubble allows us to skip going around in this room. You can skip using tornado here, but or skip using tornado here in favor of mixing wheel off those fire guys. But it barely saves time because the mini boss is faster with tornado.
Yeah, tornado in particular, you're the entire time that you're in that tornado animation, which is quite a while in this game, you're just completely invisible. Plus, it also elemental damage helps a lot too.
So that fight would have taken a lot longer. So even though the movement's faster with wheel, it barely saves time. Also going to pick up high jump.
I love that you can just
Get
do
that
that.
chest by sucking it up instead of cutting down the rope. Lots of just like cool little tricks like that in this run.
I love you can just do that there, honestly. It's really funny to me.
Go for a slide boost. Alright. Nobody saw that. Alright, 6-5, arguably the hardest level in the run because I need to do candy mixes, which like I said earlier are much more difficult. We also get to see some ninja usage, which
Ooh,
is pretty cool.
I do love that.
The ninja charge attack you get from the scroll just does so much damage on Spinny. It's the fastest way to get rid of them.
Yeah, jeez, look at that.
But we also get to see some ninja movement in this next room, which is really cool. Nice.
Nice.
So I actually only need one.
Oh, it's much easier than 8% then. You're like 3
Yeah.
and 8%, I think.
Thankfully there's a wheel at the beginning of this 6EX.
I remember as one was for a second, then as soon as I saw the video, I was like, oh yeah, this one. Not too bad. I just remember like, I think like the Wallaby chest gave me trouble a little bit.
So another scary room coming up. If the golden D gets away, I just like lose a million years.
Getting off of that gold Wallaby right there, it's such a precarious position.
I'll take that. Alright, now we can go into the boss of this world, Duroch, who is the leader of the Squeak Squad.
Just gotta hope that you stand still right here. Just like Cracker earlier. Also, the hitbox allows for a lot of damage. Just teleporting a lot though, what the heck? It's a matter of like having to go right inside of it though. And unfortunately, this move is very random, as you saw right there. A lot of damage there though, at least.
Whatever. Ended up being fine.
Yeah.
So, World 7 is the water world of this game. And waters are very scary in a lot of Kirby games, but especially this one, because if you get hit, you lose your power. And I don't know if I've made this clear enough, but we really want to keep wheel as much as possible. If I lose it here, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I'm also going to play this really safe. Okay. If you go past that current, you have to redo the entire level. So, just wanted to play it a little safe.
Definitely understandable.
Yeah, if you get hit in water, you can't re-inhale your ability because you can't inhale underwater. So you really just want to avoid getting hit while underwater. Ooh, failed to crouch cancel. On to 7-2. So there's a tech in this game called a buffered mid-air wheel jump. Basically, if you hold jump when you enter a screen, oh my gosh, I can't talk. If you hold jump when you enter a level, you can jump as soon as you enter the level. I forgot how to do this without wheel. You hold right here. Okay. If you jump as soon as you enter a level, you can jump on the first frame, and if you combine that with a wheel jump, you can wheel jump as soon as possible, and it allows you to do some fast openings. So we're gonna see a cool new strat coming up. It's Fire Sword. This is a strat that a Japanese runner named Cabbage came up with. I'm actually going to use the Fire Sword, which the sword bubble in this game allows you to mix with fire and ice to make Ice Sword and Fire Sword respectively.
There's also a Thunder Bomb
Yep.
as well too, if you get that one. Kind of like Kirby 64 mixes light, I guess.
And you'll see how Fire Sword saves a bunch of time in this next room. Oops, not there. Like I said, this strat's very new. Okay, well, we're not doing the fast fall. Basically, you just fast fall down with Fire Sword. That's a very new strat. I haven't had a ton of time to practice it yet.
For sure, for sure. It looks very tricky, honestly. Never seen that one before.
Okay, I guess we're getting some beam action. Because we need something to...
Chest soul. Always love this, like, end of level here. We just kind of race spinning all the way down. Very charming. Thankfully, we're very fast, so don't worry about that.
Alright, 7-4. Pretty difficult level. We got a swimming part here at the beginning, and then the second part of the level is the wrecked ship. The wrecked ship in particular has a lot of difficult strats. I'm not going to be going for all of them even, I'm just going to do the intended strats, which are only a little bit slower anyway. Nice, a bonus wheel. That's going to save me a little bit of time later. So here is the wrecked ship. Ideally I would have kept fire into here, but getting the spark is fine. So yeah, spark also kind of doubles as like plasma, because you can charge it up. Pretty cool thing in this game.
Yeah. All the different abilities for stuff like that is really, really cool to say the least. Plasma's one of the near ones for sure. Plus like all the power combined too, with like sword and bomb, of course. I think it's kind of neat too how like you can just kind of like sleep's actually useful in this game, because if you use sleep while having the ability to scroll, you just gain all your health back. I think it's kind of neat too.
So 7.5's the other level with the one chest in it. Basically this level's gimmick is you need to not choke, and I'm really bad at that, so I'm gonna focus here. I also set up my my wheel in such a way that what am I saying? I also set up my wheel in such a way that I could immediately grab the chest by just jumping in wheel. This level's just a bunch of memorization.
Last one was that last like fork in the road there is especially mean, because like if you don't know, like right at the end of that level you just you chose wrong there if you don't get the chest. No, 100% for you. Of course you can just redo it again and realize that the next time, but still.
Coming up to the boss of this world, it's our good friend Meta Knight.
We saw him earlier.
Ooh, good fight.
Oh my god, perfect fight. Man, once again, it has a hitbox, allows for a lot of damage, therefore if he just stands still and doesn't block and just does attacks in the corner like that, he just gets destroyed. Is Candy just really good in this game?
Alright, so just one world left. You also notice I picked up the sword. That's going to allow me to do a cool little sequence break in 8-1 to grab a chest faster. Meant to crouch cancel that. So you're supposed to go Metal Gear Solid and hide in the barrels here, but you can just wheel past the Gordos. So here's where I'm going to use sword. Nope, never mind, I lied. I forgot about this room. I always do that. Here's where I was supposed to use sword. I could have done an up B to just grab the chest instead of going to have to do this the intended way. Just fine, it's only a few seconds slower. And we're coming up on probably the scariest part of the entire run. The final spinny chest. Basically, I need to hit Spinny to knock the chest out of their hands. But if I hit them too fast or too slow, the chest will just fall off. and I'll have to redo the entire level, so I just need to focus here. Okay, good.
Nice. That part's always so
Yeah.
scary.
Probably
This
just,
room is
it's so late in the
terrifying
run,
lately.
and it's not necessarily hard, it's just extremely scary.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 8-2, pretty cool level.
I got this as well too because like I haven't inquired about it much yet, but one of the things you get from these chests are different Kirby colors. So which one's your favorite one in this game?
I don't know, I'll put one on before we go into 8-3 for fun.
Oh hell yeah, let's go. I like Snow personally, that's one of my favorites. I don't know why, it just looks really cool in this game. And the what is it, like one of the blue ones, I think it's Ocean, I wanna say.
Alright, so the Frosty, or the Pengy, but is what I meant to say. Their hitbox on their Snow Breath is absolutely gigantic. So if it looks like I went way out of my way to avoid them, I actually did.
Thankfully, it's like the easiest goal I'll do in the run right there. So much room to get that one.
Alright, final level coming up. We're gonna have, first off, we have now gotten all the ghost medals. So we're gonna see a little cutscene. Be sure to hydrate if you haven't been hydrating.
Ooh, good point.
It's like the only break you get in the entire run, really. So, and it's right at the end. Alright, how do you start? I like this one. I don't know what it is. I need Japanese speakers in chat.
I want to say it's no, it's not chalk. What is that actually? I forget. It's cool one though. The monochrome color is very nice. It's like Dreamrun colors actually. Yeah, like
8-bit
Dreamrun 1.
Game Boy.
I love that.
Oops.
With snooters. I hate them so much.
So here we're actually going to switch to laser. Faster to beat this guy with laser. And we need to switch to animal afterwards anyway. Did you lose my screen share, Shasta? Okay, sorry.
No, I still have it. All good, all good.
Didn't mean to break the immersion there. Anyway, we just got some drilling to get this final chest. And coming up is going to be the final mix of the run. This one saves the least amount of time, but it's the most important to hit because it's the most swag. Nice.
Oh, very swag. Oh, I did get a little break right here too, because like it's two random screens.
Yeah.
For flare, for whatever reason. our final chest in the very next room as well.
So ideally I would have sucked up all 3 of those lasers, but just didn't work out. It's fine. If I suck up 3 of them, I get a big star, which lets me kill Doc in 1 hit. But it's pretty tricky to do. And 2 hits is fine. Final health upgrade. And I should have all 120 chests.
Yep. You get the last 2 chests from the just between the final 2 bosses. Just give it to you automatically. We're good.
Hopefully better Duro RNG this time.
I believe. Come on, Darosh. Be cool.
It worked out.
I would say very slightly better.
Oh, oops, I did not mean
Very
to do that.
mean
That's
fight,
fine.
though.
We'll just do this final section without wheel. Get to show off some slide boost action this way.
Always love that.
Or not. So this final boss, despite being very easy, is actually pretty cool. Lots of efficient crouch canceling you can do. It's also the only time in the run we really use Cutter for combat.
Back in the day when I routed this fight, like, Cars ended up being like the ability that's most convenient and also just does a lot of damage and allows you to hit the boss like more often than not. So like, it just ended up being like the best power in the end for it overall. I think if I recall correctly, in boss endurance, I used bomb.
No idea.
Bomb's okay
It's
too.
not bad.
Something like that. Yeah, triple star ride in particular is also not very good.
Alright, so get ready on
Do a lot of
time.
damage.
We'll be on fade out, but first we gotta dab on him.
Yeah!
And time. Alright, so only a minor
GG,
disaster,
GG.
not a complete blow up. So yeah, quick shout outs. Know that we got another show after this, so I just want to give a shout out to Aiden Mouse, who made a great tutorial for this category. You can find it on speedrun.com. If you have any interest at all in running this category or any percent, you can watch that category and or watch that tutorial, and it'll teach you basically everything you need to know. I would also just like to look and get the confirmation that I did in fact get 100%. I think I did, but yeah, cool.
There it is.
I also see my time was a 1:20:25. It's okay. Like I said, there were a few minor blow-ups, but it's fine. This run's actually pretty difficult, so.
It really is.
Shoutouts to everyone who continues to support me. Shoutouts to my Overwatch squad, calling themselves the Squeak Squad.
Hey.
In honor of me doing this run. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for having me on, Shasta.
Absolutely. This is a lot of fun. I always love seeing this run, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that being said, that is the end of our show tonight for Do All the Things, but we're not done just yet. There'll be another show after this, Parallel Universe. So stick around for that by all means. And yeah, I'll be done here. So thank y'all for hanging out. And yes, you're in for that. I'm just saying the same thing. Brain and I guess. Have a good one. Bye.